Go and lead us in, Sir Mack.
Alright, what is going on, everybody? This is My Ninja Gaming. This is All Things Final. And it's late as fuck.
Nigga.
And we tired as fuck.
That's why my hat low. Y'all want to see these eyes.
But you know what? The live ladder just happened. And that's pretty much the highlight of the day. I didn't even know it was happening today.
No,
I knew it was this week, but I didn't know it was tonight. So, with that being said, allow us to introduce ourselves. I'll give you honors.
This is your boy Eastop.
And your boy Sir Mackleton Fauntleroy the Third Esquire, man. So, man, let's get right into it, man. Races.
Right.
Alright, so we already knew about Vieira. But Vieira was only the female race, right? So, naturally, they would have to come with something that's, gonna come with the balance. And so what we got Rothgar, we got Mufasas, we got Kamaris and Birans.
Why they kind of look like Khajiits?
Huh?
They look like Khajiits.
They do look like Khajiits. I said that to D.
I looked at it, I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, yo, they look more like Khajiits than any. I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that gear though.
Nah,
that gear look like Kasandra from Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Look like the shit she wearing, but it's brown. I ain't like that at all, goddamn. They look like some Trojan gladiators. I ain't like that. I ain't even take
Trojan
that off.
mind.
Yeah, I ain't gonna never wear that. So let me discard the hell out of that. But I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people were like, they seen it, and a few folks were disappointed with the way it looked. But I think what it was, they're gonna have a ton of customizable options.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure what they showed us, and then they even showed us like, oh, this is, one that can be customized in the course. It was a fucking Kamari lookalike. And it was just basic as fuck looking. I'm pretty sure somebody could do way better than that. But overall, I think I'm going to be using a Fantasia.
Yeah.
So
you going Rothguard?
I think I am.
Damn.
I need to see what the customization going to look like first. But I think ultimately I'm going to end up a gun-breaking ass Rothguard.
That shit go there. You going Rothguard? I'm gonna go Vieira.
Hey.
I'm gonna test it out. We gonna see what they look like.
If y'all can do some with them big ass ears, I might consider.
I'm gonna let
that
mine
too.
flop down. And hopefully, I ain't gonna. That's too much.
So we got Rothguard as far as races go. So we got our male and female balance now. I'm almost positive that's gonna be the last of races.
Yeah.
I don't see it being nothing else. What else could you put in at this point? You know what I'm saying? So
at this point, the only thing they could do, which I know they won't do, which is start making beastmen. Yeah, let's see. Nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to do that.
They should focus on making more beastmen tribes, which they have been. Continue on that, and then leave races alone for now. For probably for the foreseeable future for a while, because we've gotten a lot of races.
Yeah, we good. Well, we got a healthy choice now. We got we got humans, we got rows, we got cat people, we got lions now. Only thing we ain't got left is tigers and bears. Goddamn.
Oh, I'll take a bear character.
Yeah, I'll take a bear character too. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, that's what we got, man. And let's move on to the next exciting thing. Dancer, man. Dancer has been confirmed for Shadowbringers, and it is a ranged melee DPS. It's a ranged DPS
with slight support.
Yeah, with some support. And a lot of people, I got some people that's a little bit disappointed in that though.
Yeah, I was actually watching that, man, because I'm in a Lamia Facebook group, and everybody was talking. People were just like, man, I just wanted to be a healer. And I understand why people want it to be a healer, but you got to think about how they're going to implement a dancing healer. I get our imagination to run wild with that, but in my opinion, I think they made the right move on that.
The thing is, even if you made it a healer, the weapons that it uses would definitely not fit that role
at all.
It would a physical healer, like, nah, bro, that's just not how that works. Because even with melee weapons, as a healer, you don't think damage, not melee damage. So naturally, it couldn't be a healer. And I'm pretty indifferent about Dancer, but the fact that it's a melee DPS, that's gonna be everybody's go-to. When the fucking game comes out, everybody's going to be a dancer, except probably me and Kazuma. We gonna be the only gunbreakers out there trying to survive. But ultimately, I still think it's gonna be dope. I seen the twerks.
Yeah.
You know, she did the cha-cha slide. I saw some percolating in there. You know what I'm saying? And apparently she uses these dances to help improve the party. So I'm interested in the melee aspect of her being there because she's not like, she doesn't have range like a bard. Like she doesn't have that much range, but she does have a decent amount where she can toss chakrams, and man, the motherfuckers was spinning and twisting and going on. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be pretty legit.
And we even said that it was gonna be chakrams. Like a lot of speculation for webs or possible daggers, which would have been stupid. But chakrams is what it was, and I like that.
Wait a minute, actually, let me take that back because it's not chakrams. What they said was specifically, they said throwing weapons. So as far as artifact gear goes, she's got chakrams. But starting off, she might have shurikens.
True.
She could have daggers. She could have like throwing daggers. I don't think she had like swords. That don't make no sense. But like, you know, shurikens, throwing. I mean, she's only gonna have maybe 2 or 3 weapons,
right?
Because you know the game it kind of stops it. I mean, with monks they had, or not monks, but dragoons, you had either a halberd or you had an actual lance. You know, I think for them you'll have either shurikens or you'll have a chakrams, or you throwing daggers or either way, it's gonna be chakrams in there. So I ain't gonna lie, that artifact gear basic as fuck.
Yeah, but
Thavnarian gear, that's
what it is.
It's gypsy style Thavnarian gear. They threw a few fucking scarves down there and put some heels on it and said Thavnarian.
With some tassels. You gotta remember the tassels.
Yeah, put some tassels down there. You know what I'm saying? Put the little deals around her legs and shit, and Thavnarian gear with the tassels and chakrams. I mean, I get it. She's a dancer, so she's going for the gypsy look.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't expect it to be too different. But then they showed the male design. The male design looks nothing like that. All right, Yoshi P was like,
shouldn't be. Please.
Yeah, Yoshi P was like, look, I'm 46 years old. I'm not doing that shit. He literally said that shit. He's like, look, I'm 46 years old. I'm not doing that shit. So the male gear kind of looks. Let me see. All right, so it kind of looks Lei Wulongish. But it's got a bit of that. You remember that melee piece or the DPS piece in Brayflox?
Right.
It's got like a long tassel at the back. And she's got kind of like the monk pants with the shoes, and you know, he's kind of got his whole thing going on, and you know, it didn't look super feminine. It looked cool.
My worry wasn't the feminine part. My worry was like the Magic Mike thing. I thought they were gonna put us in like some motherfucking some jeans. Got your dude shirtless with a bow tie. I thought it was gonna be bad, bro.
Looking like Grandmaster Sex Act. Oh no.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. So that was crazy, man. I thought that was I thought that's gonna be good. I mean, it's a point everything. So 5.0, we're going about 10,000 years into the past, and we're going all the way back into what's called the first. So I guess this is like the first of the times. I guess for them it'll be like the prehistoric times for them. It was so crazy back then because things were different. Even the race titles. Lalafels were dwarves. Elizans were elves. Heors were Humes. Mikotes were Mistals, I think. Aura were Drons. Rose were Galthines or Gothins. I can't remember the name specifically. And then, what am I missing?
Lalafels. No, you said Lalafels.
Rothgar were Ronso, of course. And Vieira were Vise. I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so even then, I guess it's going to be a different look. It's going to say different titles when we're, I guess, going throughout 5.0. We won't be using the same titles. Hell, they'll probably even change it when we're using Fantasias at this point.
I think so.
Since we won't have nothing to do with it. He called out a few cool things about, like, the areas and stuff. I know one of the areas called Lakeland. It's a really purple, like, high fantasy style. All of them are, like, high fantasy areas. Lakeland is more of a purple area. It has like it almost looks like it has a bunch of pink cherry blossom trees. They're just giant and they're purple. And then a lot of the cities, one of them look like Bastock.
Of course.
Lakeland looks a lot like Bastock, the actual city part. But of course, most of the areas are still kind of got that whole Dust Bowl thing going on too. But for the most part, you can see the difference. Ulemark actually looks like it looks sort of like Limsa, but it's got more of a gypsy style decor to it. It's got like the Aladdin carpets and stuff rolling down the ground. It's got little pools. I saw some palm trees in the decoration. It's a massive area. The next area, the other area they showed was Crystarium. And these are like towns. These are like actual towns, like Lemza and Gridania style towns. And the Crystarium looked, had this bastion feel to it. It got like crystal domes and things like that. It's just a big, it looks more like a big ass auditorium for scholars and shit like that. So it's a really interesting, they're really interesting looking area. And the thing about Ulmark too is that outside of Ulmark, outside of all that lavish luxury looking stuff they got, you got slums right on the outside. And a fun fact is that Thancred in the trailer, when he has little Menphilia with him, he's actually running through those slums. And so you get to kind of see what that looks like. And so I thought that was always cool. What else? What other areas? They talked about Yorha. They did like a recap. Yorha, Dark Apocalypse. We're getting that high-end raids. The new dungeons. Challenging new dungeons, apparently. We're getting high-end raids. I said that, I think. So we're getting 9 challenging dungeons. They showed off some artwork. One looked like an actual dungeon. It was really Aztecish, like Mayan. It looks like one of those dungeons where if you're not careful, you're gonna die off the environment. Right. Like it's a lot. It looks like a really trapped up dungeon. A lot of them. The other one looks like a fucking dungeon you can put somebody's daughter in. Like it looked like.
Why'd you go directly there?
Yeah,
that was dark, man.
Like the Mughals just went it would just. They just let the Mughals have at it in that dungeon. Like it looked like you could. It's a happy place. It doesn't look like a place you kill shit. So that's why I was like, I was like, what? And that's probably gonna be the worst fucking dungeon in the game, or the hardest or some shit. And then the other one they showed, it was like a village. It was a burning village. It kind of gave me this weird Nibelheim feel. Right. Everything was on fire, and you could just the way they showed it. The village is on both sides, and it's just this area. You clearly gonna run through it. And so it looks like it was unique. Like they're all so far. Those are 3 different looking dungeons, and I'm curious to see what the other 6 look like. But the fuck, we got 9. 9. And let me see. Usually you don't do but 5.
See, and one thing I'm thinking, they're stretching. So 2 of those dungeons are going to be your 80 dungeons. At least 2 of them. Maybe they're going to stretch it to 3 this time. Because I know when we got to that point of getting to level 70 with the last expansion, doing those same 2 dungeons over and over again made you want to punch a wall and ram your head into that same wall. So maybe they're trying to give us more dungeons for our end game, as well as more filler dungeons from 70 to 80. Yeah, because that would make more sense. Because that would only leave 6,
right?
Which ain't bad still.
No, because if you think about it, let's see,
71, 73.
What we got right? Yeah, 71, 73, 75, 77, 79.
That's 5.
That's 5. Yeah, because 61. Siren Song, 63 She Suite, 65 Bartram's Meadows, 67 Doma Castle, 69 Castrum Urbania, and then 70 was Doma Castle or Kugane Castle and everything else that we got. So we got 5 plus 4 more extra. So we're already for the most part laid out. That's a large part of the story already kind of there, unless they're looking to do something a little different and add some more dungeons into the fray of this story. Which, if they do it, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me. All I know is we got 9. And that's a good fucking number. And they're all going to be difficult. So, or challenging, whatever you want to call that. I didn't see any gear.
No. We're probably not going to see any gear for a little bit.
Probably not until May. Apparently in May, we're getting, like they did last year with Stormblood and like they did with Heaven's War, we're getting the long battle maintenance show. So, it's basically going to be the video for... all the job changes, all the new stuff the jobs are getting. We get to finally see how the dancer and the gunbreaker actually work.
Nigga, I don't know if I could wait a month and a half.
My thing is, what's cool is that I'm not even as excited for the seeing what the new jobs do as I am to seeing what they're going to do to keep the old jobs up. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because all this hype around these new jobs is imminent. You know what I'm saying? You know they're going to flow with the game. Look at Dancer. Dancer made me want to play it. And I'm Gunbreaker all the way, but I'm like, shit, I'm going to check Dancer out when I'm done. You know? So I want to see what they gonna bring with classes like the Machinist. What kind of buff is Dark Knight gonna be since it's the premier tank, job this time around? And this is one of the 3 times where the premier job didn't get shitted on. Like Monk got shat on. I think because Monk was a DPS.
Right.
If Monk was like a tank or a healer, it would have still been alright. But you can't put Monk in there, one class that not many people play as it is, and then you put in a samurai and a red mage, the one that everybody wanted, and you're just like, yeah, Monk was that. You know what I'm saying? So this time we got a Dark Knight that looks dope. And if you watch the trailer, Dark Knight shined so heavy in the trailer. Like, so it was crazy to see the Dark Knight come out the way it was. I'm happy as a Dark Knight player. I'm excited to see what happens with that. I'm guessing what's going to happen with like classes. I don't know. What do you think? Like, cause
see, my main worry is the progression of 14 is moving too fast. Maybe that's just me in the sense of I've seen this same thing play out, right? Because the last expansion that ruined 11 was going back into the past. That's the expansion that ruined Final Fantasy 11. So for us to jump so quick into the past right now worries me.
It's also a thing because if you think about it, we never really finished anything.
No.
We never really officially killed Bahamut. We did beat Alexander. I guess we did complete Alexander. Like if you beat Alexander if you beat all the turns, I guess Alexander's not in the bubble anymore. He's gone. So there is that. Who was here? Shinri or Omega? I guess technically we did get rid of Omega as well. But for some, Bahamut just didn't. Maybe you get rid of Bahamut in the new coils.
I know in 11 it took us a minute to get rid of Bahamut. Yeah. And even then we didn't get rid of him. He was just there.
It's like you can't get rid of shit like Bahamut. You just kind of do away with him. You kind of temporarily banish him.
But that was just taking a detour. I'm sorry. I was thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah.
But
that's how you feel, Book?
Damn, 12.
That's how you feel, 12?
But I'm super. We're just gonna leave that there. So I'm super excited about everything. As far as like the jobs and everything goes, what do you think is gonna be more played, dancer or gunbreaker?
Dancer. Dancer is a DPS. DPS is still kind of got that. Let me breathe. I can relax. This is not as difficult feel. Whereas taking, you're still the center of attention. You still kind of got to keep it rolling. And even though there are people that have been playing this game a long time, people still are nervous about tanking. There are people who still can't seem to heal. There are people who don't even,
I ain't a great healer, but Jesus Christ, I've seen some bad ones.
Anybody can be a competent. Healing. Most people, I don't know what people get off on, but the tanking and healing pressure gets to a lot of people, and it makes them just want to DPS, and then all that basically does is make you bored with the game, and then you want to do something. You want to play something totally different. Well, I don't play Final as much. I've done everything. Oh, you haven't.
You haven't even.
You have not. It's a totally different experience from healing and tanking. DPSing, man, I just roll my face on the controller with any DPS class now. If it's not something that's like Bard or Dragoon where I can contribute to the party and where I actually got to pay attention, I have the hardest time like not getting bored.
And the easiest thing, well, the hardest thing about being a DPS is sometimes mechanics during in-game shit, but at the same time, it's like I'd rather be doing those mechanics as a healer or tank, right? Because it's a little bit more forgiving. Because when you're a tank, you can accept that hit. When you're a healer, you can accept the hit because you can heal yourself.
And there are also more times where being a DPS is just fucking difficult because even though you want to be a Q times and even though you want to be a deep so bad, what about those DPS checks? Because a lot of people still can't touch those. Mainly because they don't know how to play their motherfucking job. Right. Which means you probably should try to heal. It means you probably should try to tank or heal because you ain't got to do as much. You know what I'm saying? So those are less mechanics where y'all running around dodging. I'm just standing right here in the front. Some of those boss dungeons, man, they will never even look at the tank. Never even look at them. The whole time they got you running around. Tank just standing there slapping it. So that's all I do. Yep. Oh, tank swap? Okay. Hey, you provoke tank stop, it's on you, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's all they do because tanks and healers and DPS all got their own specific roles when it comes to just running stuff like that. So it's something to consider, man, especially now. Yeah. I mean, we got 4 tanks. We got a melee DPS. Final is at its best right now.
And I want also people to realize one thing.
Third time's a charm.
Let's open it up a little bit. There we go.
Damn, there it is.
There we go. What people also need to realize too is we're how many years now?
5.
About to be 6. 6 years into the rebirth of Final Fantasy 14. 1.0 went terrible. Once 2.0 came out, it came out swinging, and it hasn't really missed a step. So right now is the perfect time to get in the final. People got to find their footing soon, and especially with how much time we have left. May is when they're going to showcase all the jobs and all the changes. So we got to look towards April. Maybe April we're going to get whatever this third job is going to be. Is it going to be a healer? Is it going to be another DPS? What do you think?
I don't think it's going to be a third job.
You don't think it's going to be a third job? Do you think it's going to leave it at those 2 and at the 2 races?
Yeah, because they said they weren't going to do a third job no more. I said it was done with that because of the balance in behind it. When last time they did it was, of course, Heaven's Ward. The Machinist kind of got the short end of the stick and has been getting the short end of the stick now for a while. So,
and that's because them.
Yeah.
They created a job that was so fucking...
Machinist is not...
inconsistent.
It's not a bad job. It's just a clunky one. And I'm a Machinist player. So, trust me, I ain't no bias at it at all. I tell people all the time, if Machinist was fixed right and it was done well, I probably wouldn't play nothing else as far as the DPS goes because that's my class. I like it. But
what are your closing thoughts on this live letter?
Ultimately, I'm still just every bit as excited for it as anything. And especially since Yoshi P pretty much said that he's going to release not patches in game, but more so outside, just patches of information leading into it. So eventually we'll know everything we need to know about it. So I'm super excited, man. I mean, not to quote my man's over here, but I am very much so excited. Yeah.
So one thing we will say is if you're looking to get into Final Fantasy 14, right now is the perfect time. I'm not saying that it's a super slow game at the moment, but it's slow enough for any new player can get in and learn everything they need to do. That should get you at least prepped to come in. And right now, Final Fantasy, Square Enix is giving us a 20% sale. 20% off? 30? 30 fucking percent off. So if you are interested in Final Fantasy 14, right now is the time to get into that game because everything you can do. You can jump potion your way up WoW style. So
we wouldn't recommend it.
No. Because you don't know your class. But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Only time there's something wrong with that is if you just go in balls to the wall not knowing what you're doing.
Right.
Because then you fuck it up for yourself.
And everybody.
You fuck it up for everybody else. And that's just selfish. So, with that being said, man, I ain't got nothing else, man. I'm just ready for it.
Man, and we got to make sure All Things Final is a more consistent channel. We're going to come back strong. We're sorry.
I can't help but be consistent now with all the info coming out, so... We had to get it out tonight.
It is your boy Eastout.
And your boy Sir Mackleton, Fauntleroy, the 3rd Esquire, man.
And we out. Yes, All Things Final.